Hey boyos, daily check-in with John Vee. It is May 26th, 2026. Um, there was one thing I really wanted to go over today, and that is my experience with breaking a extreme diet or fast after several days, which is what I did yesterday. Just my experience with it and my thoughts on it, my feelings, everything like that. It will take a little while to discuss everything in detail in regards um, to breaking my fast or extreme diet yesterday when I had lasagna. So I had done pretty well. I was doing an extreme diet where I would get 700 calories a day, and all the calories I would ingest, I would walk off, and I did really well for 2 days. And then day three was going well until mid afternoon, and my sister was making lasagna, and I was like, oh fuck, this is it. And I was like, I got some time to think it over while it's cooking, if I'm gonna have some, and I had made up my mind I wasn't going to have any. And then I came to the conclusion what I would do is take some, put it in a plate or bowl, set it aside in the fridge, wrapped up in saran wrap for a couple days, and then decide after a couple days, am I going to eat it or no? And if I don't decide to eat it, give it to one of the kids or chuck it out. And, I had a few responses in that thread about my sister making lasagna, and I had a few responses. Misker saying, just eat it. So when it was finished, I looked at it and I was like, that looks so good. Hamburger and cheese and tomato sauce and lasagna noodles, and I was like, and spinach. I was like, you know, I'll just have a bowl, and I had a normal sized bowl full, and I knew it was gonna happen. I anticipated it, where I would eat it and then want more. Even I'd want it even more after I was finished than before I had even ate any. So I ate a bowl full, and it was good. I held off for a little while. I was like, okay, no more. And after a little while, I'm like, man, I want it even more now than before I had any. So I had another bowl full, and I was like, okay, that should be sufficient. I felt, satisfied somewhat, and a little while went by, and I was like, man, this is bad, because then I wanted some more, even more badly than before I had had the second helping or first helping. So I was like, fuck it, you only live once, have another bowl full, and then I cut myself off. So probably like 2,000 calories worth of lasagna, and I learned my lesson, I think, with it for the final time, where if I'm doing an extreme diet or a fast, do not break the fast or extreme diet with food that is not planned already. Okay, that's a key thing there. Don't spontaneously eat, right? Don't act in the moment and eat a bunch of food. If I plan and say, okay, if I'm good for 3 days, after 3 days, I can have two Wendy's small burgers or something like that. That's fine, because then I planned it out. I'm not acting on impulse, being spontaneous, and being ruled by a food addiction, right? So I have not made plans to break the fast or extreme diet after a number of days. I want to commit to this for a very long time, as long as possible, weeks or even months of nothing, just 600 to 700 calories a day, essentially just fruits, vegetables, and iced coffees. So like apples, carrots, and a couple of iced coffees every day. That's it. And what I ingest, I want to burn off. So my experience with the lasagna is, don't break the fast or extreme diet for something that is spontaneous. Don't act in the moment and give yourself a bunch of garbage to eat. Now the thing is, it's not really garbage food. It was pretty good food. If I broke the fast or extreme diet with, you know, 3 or 4 donuts, that's a little worse, I think, because the donuts, they're literally engineered to make you addicted to them, right? Whereas lasagna, most of it was healthy food. It was like spinach and lasagna noodles, ground beef, but then again, like the tomato sauce, that might have some additives added to it to make you addicted to it, but it wasn't unreasonable. And I definitely would have rebounded harder if I had had something like cake or donuts or ice cream or potato chips or a Wendy's meal. I would have rebounded harder, right? Because those foods, they're definitely adding something to those foods to make them addictive. So today, it's been a little tough because I had gotten over the hump of going a couple days without eating anything that wasn't addictive. And then I ate lasagna, right? And ate 3 servings of it. So now I'm struggling a little bit getting back into it, but I keep reminding myself when I feel like breaking and caving in and going down and having a donut, because there are some donuts on the sideboard. I just remind myself it's not your stomach talking, it's your mind. You're addicted. It's the same feeling as when you want a cigarette. It's no different than somebody who has a crack or heroin addiction wanting their quick fix. And I remind myself of that, and it does make it easier because then I see it for what it truly is. I got some kids running around outside in the hallway, so you may hear that. But a lot of people that are really overweight, um, they have the mindset of, oh, well, it's food. I have to feed myself. I have to eat. I don't want to starve to death. So they'll gorge on food. And they think that the feeling of so called hunger, which is not actual hunger, is some biological urge to feed their body because they're starving. And that is not the case at all. You know, looking at myself in the mirror naked, I am not starving. I got to this point not from starving, from overindulging in food that I should not be eating. That's how I got to this point. And the thing is, I literally know obese people and they avoid looking in the mirror. They will not post their picture online because they know they'll get made fun of. I know people like that. And they're not real with themselves. And it's the same concept as when people go grocery shopping, they think they can give themselves free reign over buying anything they want because it's food, so it's okay. You know, they have the mindset of, it's food that I'm buying, therefore it's okay to break my budget. Therefore it's okay to buy anything I want as long as it's food. And that's not a good mindset to have. I don't have that mindset. When I go to the grocery store and buy food, before I started this extreme diet, I didn't have the mindset of buy whatever I want because it's okay to, break my budget because it's food. It's not okay, right? I'm on a budget. I buy cheap, relatively healthy food, like ground beef, chicken, fruits and vegetables, the occasional canned goods, like canned stews or something like that, which I shouldn't do, but I do it sometimes. Not anymore, but, you know, people serve their own demise, right? Nobody else does it for them. They do it to themselves. And the sad thing is, a lot of these people that I know who are very overweight, they come from overweight families. They were always overweight ever since they were born because, their parents believed in indulging in whatever they wanted. So they were given, free reign over the kitchen of eating hot dogs and potato chips and pop every day, all day, and not given access to good quality healthy food or made to limit themselves what they eat. So you are who you associate with. I don't really associate with anyone except for my mother and my 18-year-old nephew. Everybody else in my life, I don't really talk to. So, and when things get better and I move into housing in the city, I won't be associating with very many people at all, if anybody, on a regular basis. It'll be me by myself, trying to improve myself. So, that's all I want to say. We'll cut it off there. Peace out, and I'll see you guys online.